Hey guys, this is Mac here, and welcome to a sort of short commentary on the topic of sort of Senna's legacy to the sport of F1. I'm recording this on the 1st of May 2014. This is 20 years after the death of Senna, as well as Roland Ratzenberger. He died in the same weekend. Um, yeah, and I'm also recording this probably about 5 minutes and 20 years after the death of Senna, so it's almost straight in the anniversary. But the gameplay you're seeing here is R Factor 2. It's me going around in Senna's car, the MP48 I think it is, around a few of the classic tracks. I think it's Japan, Silverstone and Interlagos. So I'm going around the MP48. This was Senna's car in 1993. I think he won not five championships, 5 races with this car, as well as this amazing race he had in Donington 1993, where he just destroyed the field in changing conditions. But anyway, let's go into the main sort of topic of this video. I don't do many commentaries just like this, and I normally do live commentaries, but I thought since it is the anniversary, I think it would be the best time to sort of make one of these videos. And it's going to be pretty hard talking about it, but Senna's legacy, I think people will remember him probably as one of the fastest drivers who ever lived in all of motorsport, not just F1. You can see it by his qualifying laps. He got 65 positions throughout his career, 41 wins, and he probably would have got more if he had lived past 1994. But yeah, his speed was just incredible. In Monaco 1988, he outqualified his teammate in the same car by 1.5 seconds, and just that margin, the sheer determination that he put into his qualifying laps as well as his races, I think marked him apart from other drivers. Prost had probably more of a sort of thoughtful approach, and well, not thoughtful, but more of a sort of strategic approach to racing. But Senna probably had more speed, and more raw speed, and more raw talent than Prost. And I think out of all the drivers in F1, I think Senna's probably had the most raw talent, raw speed out of all of them. And I'm not really going to compare drivers between different times. I don't really want to compare Schumacher to Senna, Vettel to Senna. I don't think you can really compare these drivers. They're sort of different mindsets. They've had different careers and different rises through the sport. But I think Senna will be remembered as a legend in many, many, many years to come. Like, as long as F1 is still a sport, he will be remembered as a legend, just because of his raw speed, his talent as well. But I think he was quite a controversial figure in many ways. He was known to crash into people in order to gain an advantage. Well, not to gain an advantage for what he saw as right. In 1990 in Suzuka, he basically didn't lift off at the first corner in order to basically take the world championship, because he'd basically been screwed over the year before by his teammate Prost and all the politics of the sport. So he didn't want any bullshit in terms of the 1990 championship. So he just saw taking Prost out as basically justifiable for the year before. That was quite controversial. Other moments in the sport, he was quite a ferocious sort of character. Not ferocious. I'm not sure on the word, but he had a strong character. He wasn't immune to sort of criticism and criticising his teammate, notably Prost, who he had a few battles without. in 1990, 1988, and 1989. I mean, so it was his battle with Prost throughout these 2 years that was just a huge benefit to the sport as well. I think, as well as his battles, as well as the controversy and his speed and his talent, I think his legacy will be that massive safety improvements to the sport came in the wake of his death, as well as Ratzenberger's death. The hands device, which basically stops drivers' necks from breaking in crashes, that was made mandatory, and that's basically ensured that drivers haven't died in the past 20 years since Senna's death, as well as other sort of changes to the safety of the sport. You can see the changes in the shape of the chassis of the car. Drivers' heads are more protected, the bits of side are higher up, so flying debris won't obviously injure drivers as much, and the nose of the car is significantly longer in order to stop drivers' legs from being damaged in crashes. And just, you can see drivers these days, they're involved in big crashes. You can see even in recent races, Gutierrez being flipped over by Maldonado. I think without these safety improvements, he would have been injured. He would have landed on his head and been injured had it not been for these safety improvements brought by Senna's death. I think Senna's legacy, a lot of people won't like him as a character, but they can't deny that he was probably the quickest driver to ever race in F1. Personally, I think he's been my hero for the past 6 or 7 years, probably even more than that. And just watching his races, they're just incredible to watch. The wrestling of the car, his control of the car, and his raw speed. And I found it pretty difficult watching the Senna movie back in, I think it was 2010. Just, that was pretty difficult to watch. I think it was probably one of the last films that I had probably difficulties in watching. And I don't have many difficulties in watching films, to be honest. But yeah, his legacy will be that he was controversial, he was incredibly quick, and that his death brought many needed changes to the safety of the sport. And I don't think we should forget Roland Ratzenberger either. He also died in sort of the same sort of circumstances, just crash at high speed. So yeah, let's not remember Roland Ratzenberger as well. His death also changed the sport. But anyway, this has been pretty difficult to record, so I think I'll stop the video here. So if you liked the video, I don't mind if you leave a like or a dislike. I think I'll switch off adverts for this as well, so I don't really want to gain anything from the video. So if you like this, just leave a comment saying that, and I hope you liked it. So I'll see you later.